Welcome to session 5, that is Power Electronics and Instrumentation, with the subject code 18EC36, which comes in third semester, and we were discussing with the module 1, that is Introduction to Power Electronics and Thyristor chapter. In this chapter, in the previous sessions, we were discussing about the different types of power semiconductors. In that, briefly we discussed about a power semiconductor diode, power semiconductor thyristor, power semiconductor transistors, and different types of transistors and different types of thyristors. And in the previous session we were discussing about a particularly a thyristor called SCR. It's a silicon control rectifier, and we discussed about the techniques and the characteristics of this SCR, and we discussed about the techniques of how to turn on this SCR and what are the different modes can operate the SCR. And in the previous session we were discussing about the gate characteristics of the SCR, and continue with the topic. Now we are at the fifth session. In this session we will discuss about the turn off methods of this SCR. What are the methods which are available to turn off this SCR? That is nothing but a thyristor. And there are two methods. One is the natural method and one more is the forced commutation. And in this forced commutation, there are two classifications, class A and class B type. So in the session 5, we will discuss about the turn off methods of this SCR by these two different of natural and forced commutation. And this slide gives the information about the turn off mechanism or the turn off characteristics of the SCR. The turn off is nothing but the minimum time interval between the instant at which the anode current becomes zero, instant at which the device is capable of blocking the forward voltage, is nothing but the turn off mechanism. And here the total turn off mechanism is divided into two components. Total the time required in order to pass the anode current to a zero, or which is capable of blocking the forward voltage itself. So this instant is referred as a turn off, and this total turn off is divided into two components called as TRR and TGR, where TRR stands for the reverse recovery time and TGR stands for a gate recovery time. And this graph indicates the time interval. The first one deals with the forward current and the reverse current, and the second one indicates the voltage, that is forward voltage and the reverse voltage. The second graph gives the information about the voltage and the first graph gives the information about the current, the reverse forward current as well as the reverse current. And here the total time, that is total T1 to T4, is referred as it has been divided into this TRR and TGR. T1 to T3 is referred as a reverse recovery time, and the time interval from T3 to T4 is referred as a TGR, that is gate recovery time. And at the interval of time T1, this is the interval of time T1, at that the anode current becomes 0. The anode current is completely 0. And at the interval of T1 to T3, that is the interval of T1 to T3, where the anode current flow in reverse direction. Here the anode current, this is the indication of reverse current. This will flow in the reverse current. Here at T1 exactly the anode is 0. The anode current is 0, and between the interval T1 to T3 it indicates that the anode current flow in reverse direction. And at T2, at the middle, at the next stage, that is at the T2, the reverse anode voltage is developed and reverse recovery current continue to increase. So this is the reverse recovery current continue to increase, this curve, that is T2. And at the interval of T3, this is the T3, at this interval the junction J1 and J3 will be able to block the reverse voltage at this junction. That is J1 and J3 at T3 are able to block the reverse voltage, and at the T4 is for the voltage can be reapplied at this instant, where SCR turns off time is inverted between the T4, that is represented between the T1 and the T4. So this is nothing but the forced voltage applied here. So at the T4 we will get the turn off time. So totally from T4 to T1 we are representing here, from totally from T1 to T4 the voltage has been represented. This will be at the up to some forward voltage. Once it enters into the T3, T2 it will comes into reverse recovery time. This is about the turn off mechanism and gives the information about the total reverse recovery time and the gate recovery time. The total time is nothing but the turn off time. And the next turn off methods. The next topic is the turn off methods, where there are two techniques. One is the natural commutation and second one is the forced commutation. In the natural commutation, it's the simplest and most widely used method, which uses the alternating and reverse nature of the AC voltages. It's the simplest and commonly used, where this AC voltages to affect the current transfer. And here in the AC circuit, current always passes through zero every off cycle. A current pass through the natural zero. A reverse voltage will simultaneously apply across the device. This immediately turns off the device. This process is called as a natural commutation, since there is no external circuits are required for this purpose. Such commutation process is referred as a natural commutation. And the second commutation is a forced commutation. These are the two techniques to turn off the thyristors. Forced commutation, the DC circuit switching off the thyristor by forward current should be forced to be zero by means of some external circuit. It requires external circuit, and these external circuits are class A and class B, where class A is referred as a self-commutation by using the resonating the load. By resonating the load called as a self-commutation, which comes under class A. And the second one will be the class B. It's a self-commutation by an LC circuit. We'll discuss one by one. This diagram gives the information about a class A of self-commutation by resonating the load. The technique to turn off the thyristor, where the SCR has been connected, and for this we are connected the load in parallel with the capacitor. This is the RL load where C is connected. This will be helpful to turn off this thyristor, called as the resonating the load. We are going to resonate the load. And similarly, by the one more called, the load is in series with the capacitor. In this circuit, it is in parallel with the capacitor. Similarly, here it is in series with the capacitor. Apart from that, the same circuit where the SCR is connected, this is the technique of the forced commutation. That is, by using some external circuit, we are forcing the SCR to turn off. And the next one is the class B. It's a self-commutation by an LC circuit, and the circuit indicates the load is connected with the SCR, and in parallel we have connected one LC circuit to turn off this particular thyristor, called as class B self-commutation. And the one more is by the resonating the load self A, the same diagram where R is in parallel with the capacitor. And coming to the explanation of this class A, class B, or the self-commutation technique, when if the SCR is triggered, the anode current flows and it charges up the C with a dot as positive. And here the LCR forms the second order underdamped circuit, and the current through the SCR builds up and it completes a half cycle. And here the inductor current will then attempt to flow through the SCR in the reverse direction, and SCR will be turned off. And the capacitor voltage is at its peak when SCR turns off. And the capacitor discharges into the resistance in an exponential manner, and the SCR is reverse biased till the capacitor voltage returns to the level of the supply voltage V. This is something information about this commutation by using a resonating the load by using the LC and a LC circuit. And this once again gives the information about along with the waveforms of by connecting the LC. And this Ig indicates the gate current and IL indicates the load current. This is due to the application of the small gate current. This gives the load current will be very high due to the application of the gate current. This is about the graph, and coming to the current at the SCR. The total current at the SCR will be at the maximum, and the voltage at the SCR will be 0. Once it enters at the reverse recovery, then this will operate in terms of a very less negative voltage. This will be helpful to turn off the SCR. That is a class B self-commutation to turn off the technique. These graphs are related to the, it gives the information about the what will be the gate current, what will be the load current, what will be the SCR current, and what will be the voltage of the SCR under this turn off technique by using the self commutation by an LC circuit. This is the SCR which is connected with the supply, and here the load has been connected, and in parallel with the SCR there is a load and L and C inductance and the capacitance. This is up to the self commutation by an LC circuit along with graphs. And this session gives the information about the turn off techniques of the SCR by two techniques. The one is the natural commutation and second one is a forced commutation. In forced commutation, class A and class B. Class A is by resonating the load and class B is by commutating the LC circuit. Thank you.